Everybody, I'm the Splasher Hydra. Today, you're going to see my MLG Columbus 2016 team pick'ems. This major is happening in a few days. It starts March 29th and ends like April 5th, I believe, April 4th, April 3rd. There's an all-star thing, apparently. This major is going to be pretty much like Legend of Poca, except for the fact that the legends are not as good as they used to be, and the challengers are a little bit better than they normally are. Now I'm not talking about like Splice or Gambit, I'm talking about like the NA teams and G2. But first off, we've got Ninjas in Pajamas versus Flipside Tactics. After Legend of Poca ended, Nip lost Alu and they added back Pith, which hasn't really had. They've been doing better than the falling Nip that happened in Legend of Poca, where they were getting crushed by Titan and all that. Flipside lost Davkos, their main AWPer, and added Shara, and since then they've been doing decent. They've been doing good enough to qualify, but they have not been doing like outstandingly good. But for this matchup, I think Nip is going to take it pretty easily. Next matchup, we have Luminosity versus Mouse Sports. Luminosity did lose Bolts and Steel, and they added Phoenix and Taco. Since then, they've been doing really good. They've been winning tournaments against European teams and some of the other legends. So they're not an NA team. They're not an American team anymore, South American, North American Hope. They're now an actual team that could make it to the semis or something. And Mouse Sports, they lost Gobi, added Spitty. They added a coach specifically for the major, but they have not been doing good. They've been doing just about as good as Flipside, which is good enough to qualify, but not really good enough to do any damage. So that's why I think Luminosity is going to win. Next up, we have FaZe Clan versus Team Liquid, sorry. This one is where it starts to get crazy, because FaZe has literally won 3 matches in March, and they've lost like a handful of like 13 or something. They've been doing really bad. And then Team Liquid, as you know, they added Simple, and they added Kustra, but Kustra will not be playing. Adrian, he's not able to play the major for some reason, but you know what? Adrian's going to be playing back, and since Adrian's been playing, since he's been brought back like as a backup, they've actually been doing decent. They've been doing good. They've definitely been doing better than FaZe, and I think Team Liquid will definitely come out on top just because of how FaZe has been doing recently. Man, I'm talking fast. This is not good. Next up, we have Fnatic versus Splice. Splice is one of the new teams this major. They qualified, I think, over Hellraisers, I'm pretty sure. But this is their first major, so obviously they're not going to do that good, like most teams do in their first major. Sort of like how I'm pretty sure Team Liquid was actually pretty good. But Splice, I see them as a team that did good to qualify, but I don't think they're going to do as good in the actual major because the pressure's going to get added to them and everything. Fnatic, a long-time favorite of like every major that's ever been played, and I don't see them backing down, first round at least. So I'll choose Fnatic. Next up, we have Envious versus CLG. Really recently, Envious dropped Kiyoshima and added Devil. In March, they have not really been doing good, especially since adding Devil. They've won 33% of their games, sorry. And CLG added Fugly, and they added a coach to replace Phoenix, or they added Fugly to replace Phoenix, and then they added a coach for the major. They have not been performing amazing. They have been losing quite a few. And Envious, I feel like they're actually going to take it, which is probably what most people expect since they are a EU legend. Alright, next up we got Astralis versus Gambit Gaming. Not much to say here. Astralis is most, like 99% sure going to take this unless Gambit pulls something together. Most of these EU teams that make the major for the first time don't end up winning a match unless it's against an NA team. So that's why I see Astralis taking this one. Alright, next up we got Natasvin Sayer versus Cloud9. This one, Navi's actually been doing really good since Legend of Poca, ever since getting eliminated in the finals, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's right when they lost to Envious, unless I'm completely messing this up. But they've been doing really good. They're a top 2 team in the world right now. CLG added Sui2K. They said they were going to get a coach for this major, but they actually never did that. So I just see them being the normal Cloud9 that's going to end up losing the first round, maybe win the second round, but then not really get too far. So Navi, I think, is going to take head this one. Now this last one, Virtus Pro versus G2. As you know, G2 is the old Titan. So this is pretty much another Virtus Pro versus Titan matchup. We saw this in Clutch and Apoca. We might have seen this in Cologne, but whenever this happens, it's really close, no matter how good the teams are doing. But I will tell you that Virtus Pro in March is doing alright, so they are getting a little better. But in February, they won 1 match total. So they were like doing terrible recently. And actually G2 has been doing really good for being old Titan. Like Titan, you don't normally see them do alright, but they've been doing a little better than they normally do. And I think they're actually going to end up beating Virtus Pro in the first round. So those are my MLG Columbus 2016 picks. I'll see you guys on day 2, where I'll be doing my next round of predictions. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave some sort of support. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2. Bye!